Yes, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Dose podcast. Today we have yet another very special guest, one of the UK's best battlers on the scene at the moment and has been for many years. He is, in my opinion, the best freestyler right now in the UK scene. JShort, how's it going, man?
So good, bro. Thank you for the intro. Very nice of you.
No worries, man. Thank you very much for taking the time to come on, man. And just getting straight into the questions, how was it that you got into battle rap then?
It wasn't even down to me, to be honest. My ex-girlfriend at the time signed me up, and I didn't really know about it until a couple of days prior, and I got an email through from her. And then, so my tryouts like a bit mainly freestyle, because I didn't really know I was supposed to be battling until like literally about a week before, maybe. So after it was like freestyle, and after it was like written. And then once I got in it, I was a bit more like confident with it, so I was cracked on from there, really.
Fair, man. And you'd not been into it for long before you tried out then?
I was into I watched it and stuff. I just didn't really have the confidence to go forward and do it or nothing. And obviously my ex put me down for it, and then I didn't have a choice after that, so I just ran for it.
Fair enough, man. No, I like it. But what was the first event that you ever attended then? Was that just like your first event as a battler as well, or?
No, the first event I ever attended was in Liverpool, and it was I can't remember the name of it, but it was the one with I think it was O'Shea versus Flex Digits with the shit on the shark. It was either that one or the one where O'Shea calls Chronicle out mid battle. It was one of them two, because I went to both of them, but one was in Liverpool. I think it was Flex Digits one.
Nice. Okay, nice, man. That's a good event to have gone to as well. I remember that being a really solid event. But had you, like, you're from Manchester or nearby anyway, is that right?
Originally, I was brought up in Salford and Prestwich areas, and then moved to like Keighley, and then to like near Leeds, and then to like Nelson. So I've moved everywhere. So I was originally Manchester, but I lived there for a very brief period of time in my younger days.
Right.
Burnley, mainly been Burnley like 10 years now.
Right, okay. Nice, man. And yeah, I mean, back in the earlier Don't Flop days, events near you were a bit of a rarity, I guess. It was only when Don't Flop North kind of started. So that's a solid first event to have gone to. But like, you've been battling a long time now. Was Billy Cypher your first ever battle?
I've done like freestyle battles and like schoolyards and stuff, but my first like proper battle, where I had like an actual crowd to it instead of like a bunch of kids from PE.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice. And yeah, I mean, solid opening performance, to be fair. I mean, I don't remember much of Billy Cypher, but on your part, it was strong, and you progressed really quickly. I mean, within the first sort of 12 months or so of you battling, you got given some. They weren't big names at the time, I guess, but what became, huge names in the scene. Double L and Brucey and Carlos and people like that. Was it, as soon as you battled, did you just kind of have the hunger to keep it going?
Yeah, but I also got drunk a lot, so it didn't balance out very well. I was really hungry to battle, but I turned up to events drunk. I just think like Carlos was an absolute train wreck. I think I remembered like 4 or 5 bars, and the rest of that freestyle the entire thing. But I was too drunk to freestyle as well, so it kind of just fell apart. But yeah, at the beginning I didn't realise that people could actually progress properly off battle rap, so I kind of just took it as like a fun hobby to do, and so I just turned up with all the boys and I just get drunk, so it went great. But yeah, no, I proper liked battling. I just didn't have the common sense to differentiate between hanging out with my mates and actually performing. So that came a bit later on, I guess.
No, I can see what you mean, and like there is definitely a turning point in terms of you can kind of tell that you've really kind of knuckled down and wanted to take it more serious. Like, I'd say kind of around the stage of like the Willsey or the villain battle, but even still, like your first few battles were good performances in the sense that not many people were able to freestyle as well as you were either, which was definitely an advantage. But I mean, I wouldn't say there's any particularly bad performances on your part there. But so far, I mean, you've had a ton of battles now, and I'm sure it's going to be a difficult question to answer because you must be almost 50 battles deep by this point. But what's your personal favourite battle that you've been a part of?
Probably Frankie. Frankie the Matt one.
Yeah, I think Frankie is one of my favourites of yours, to be fair. I'm a huge fan of that battle and like a big fan of both of you as well. So it was good to see you two go up against each other. And you can see that the respect is there between you in that battle as well. Like it's everything about that footage is really good. But do you have like a least favourite battle of yours?
Probably the Carlos one, bro. Fucking hate watching that Carlos one back. Yeah, probably Carlos, probably my least favourite battle.
Nice, man. And to be honest, I was half expecting you to say the Real Deal one because you were really unwell for the Real Deal battle. Is that right?
Yeah, and I just lost some family like a couple of days before as well, and I'd just come out of hospital like for my heart, literally about 2 days before the battle, and then like I had a relapse as well, so just like loads of shit's happened at the same time. And I think when I did the video battle, I didn't sleep or anything. Like I was sober for just under a year, like completely sober. And then obviously my losing a family member and then like getting told my heart wasn't actually improving. I come out and just first thing I did was just like relapse. I hadn't slept or anything. I turned up like completely off my nut. But it's like the thing with Real Deal is I think I started the writing and stuff was still there. I got everything out I wanted to get out. His performance was really lackluster. So that's the one where it's like I should have done better. I wish I had. I wish I didn't like fucked up the way I fucked up. But it wasn't as like Carlos the only time I've like all out. There's no excuse. You completely lost. There's no one gonna go. Yeah, you kind of 2-1 here, but it was just you got bodied. Like that's the only time I've ever felt like I've actually been properly battered. Where with Real Deal, I didn't feel like I got battered. I feel like I lost on performance, but I don't think I like got battered. And it's a lot harder to keep your own against obviously Real Deal. Where Carlos at that point, I didn't really found his feet, and I'd been like battered off like a beta version of what Carlos turned out to be. So that's why Carlos is like my worst performance to me. Whereas Real Deal was one that I had the most riding on, and I had the most to lose if I didn't do well in it. But I think I did better in the Real Deal one than I did in the Carlos one, if that makes sense.
Oh, I definitely appreciate that, man. And like I wasn't at Apex unfortunately, but I watched the pay-per-view. I was in Thailand at the time, so I got to watch you versus Real Deal sitting on a beach in Thailand, which was pretty cool. But your writing in that battle was incredible, and I did feel really sorry for you at the time because it seemed like it was a struggle for you being there, kind of thing. Like it's a shame, man. But in terms of the actual the writing that you had for that battle, it was amazing. So it's definitely a shame, and condolences for what was going on around that time, man.
Thank you, man.
It's a shame, but I mean, there's got to be some more massive opportunities on the horizon for you from off the back of that battle. Because, I mean, really, you should have had a battle of that standard a long time ago. But it's one of your first proper internationals. I mean, I was there for your battle with Eddie I, but it wasn't. I don't think Eddie I gave by any means his best performance in that battle. And you've obviously battled Sharon in a freestyle battle and things like that. But apart from that, you've not really had any other internationals. Is that right?
I've had a couple abroad. I've battled, what's it called? E. Farrell in Washington.
Mm.
Then I've had some lads from Norway, and obviously had some Irish lads in Ireland. But I think in English ground, yeah, I think that's all my international thing. Oh no, I had Madness, but it never got released. So,
Oh, really? Okay, I wasn't aware that you two had battled, actually. That's quite cool. Was that when he was over for the O'Shea battle?
yeah.
Right.
I absolutely leathered him. They never released it. So, I'm happy with that.
Was it freestyle then, or a written battle?
It was one round freestyle, one round written, and I leathered them both, and they didn't upload it. So then,
Oh, that's shit, man. I would have liked to have seen that, but no, fair enough. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, you should have had these kind of big name matchups like your real deals and stuff a lot sooner than you did. So it was good to see you get that plate on, especially on such a card like Apex, like in front of a massive crowd, man. It must have been
madness.
nice to have got that call up. But is there? I know it's hard to kind of make your mind up on who you want next at the moment because there's so many uncertainties with what's going on in the world. But is there anyone that interests you in the near future, like battles that you've either got lined up or battles that you want soon, or?
I've had a couple lined up that like, obviously because I've signed it, I'm about to say what they are. A couple that lined up that like, well, I think the guy I want to battle the most at the minute is A-Ward. Just because I got compared to him Lords because he could freestyle and stuff, and I watched him freestyle. I was like, it's not really the same level, though, is it? And then I said that to him on Twitter, and I was like, yo, bro, listen, this is not as good as we're making out to be. I got loads of shit off of the Americans for it. And then they saw me at a real deal, and then A-Ward was like, yeah, I'll battle him. I was like, yeah, Sam. So I'm trying to get locked in with A-Ward. But yeah, I think that's it. So A-Ward hopefully, because there's a couple of leagues trying to book that now, so hopefully that goes ahead. After that, I'm not too sure, man. I think I don't know. See what happens.
Yeah, no, I like that battle a lot, man. And with A-Ward, I mean, he can rebuttal very well, but he's definitely not the same level of you as being, able to consistently freestyle. And I don't think he definitely couldn't freestyle a whole round as well as you could. So,
hopefully not. Look a rat dickhead if we start battling, he actually rebuttals the shit out of him. Look a rat knob now. But,
it wouldn't surprise me, mate. Like, I don't know if you've seen the Chef Trez battle with A-Ward recently, but they both kind of rebuttal their first, I'd say, 16 bars of each round, and it is pretty impressive. Like, he can definitely rebuttal better than most people around at the moment, but you and him would be an absolute war, man. I'd love to see that happen as soon as this is over. Yeah. Premier battles, I think, makes the most sense, but we'll have to see on that front. But in terms of myself, I've seen you battle, like, in the room quite a few times now. So the first time that I saw you battle was the villain battle. I saw the Crafty battle. I saw the Eddie Eye battle. Oh my god, the Podge Dwyer battle at 0-3. And then
oh yeah, it's your Podge. Bless him.
I love that battle, man. That's one of my favourite battles of the whole event at 0-3. I thought you two both were incredible. And I also saw the Johnny Darko battle, and like, on your part, man, you're one of the few people that I can say that I've seen multiple times that has always brought a good performance. Like, what's your kind of preparation strategy for battles? Do you have specific battlers that you watch when you're preparing for a battle, or like, are you always planned ahead, or do you write everything quite last minute? Like, what's your strategy normally?
Oh, see, my girlfriend sat next to me, proper laughing, bless her. It's not. How do you explain my writing process? How do you explain it? Yeah, basically what it is, I'll forget I have the battle. No matter who it is, it could be fucking ill Mike. It's not as a disrespectful. Cause I have that much going on for my day to day. I just forget I have the battle, and then I'll get like a tweet and go, shit, we've got a battle, and then I'll start watching it and just like freestyle for about 20 minutes and just write down the shit that was good and just carry on doing that and just crack on for So like, my rank, I need to get it improved, to be honest. Like, I just kind of freestyle everything and then take out the good bits that are good. Because obviously a lot of it's shit. Just take out the bits that are good and write it down. Or I'll hear something, like a turn of phrase, and be like, alright, because turn of phrase is one of my favourite things. I used to like do a lot of like film references. But then, like, when it's like turn of phrase, like knuckle down, I did again. So I just want to say knuckle down. And that give me the pointed wire with the guerrilla warfare, knuckle down. That give me that punchline. And there's set in stone. I have that one against Kodje, which if I've got a blade, if it's Excalibur, it means it's set in stone. So now it's just like turn a phrase, just get something everyone can relate to without having to like beg it and go like, yo, everyone's seen this like film, yeah, where this happened, and then boom, takes that a lot, and then started realising that everyone does it. So I started to go for turn of phrases to make punchlines that work. And then yeah, so like, it's a mixture of just taking things that I know people relate to, and then like just stuff like freestyle about the person that works. It's always like proper last minute, which I think helps because if I'm given enough time to do something, I never do it.
That's fair enough, man. No, I like it, and whatever works at the end of the day, and it is, you know, everyone has different techniques, but no, that's good, man. And like I said, every battle that I've seen in the room so far, I've really enjoyed. So can't fault you on that front. But what's I know you've been to a lot of events as well, so again, it is a difficult question, but like, what would you say is the best battle that you've seen live so far?
I think I really liked Raptor and Cannon. That was a good one, love.
Yeah.
Trying to think, there's another one. There's one Ireland I watched of like a month back. It was when I battled. Did I battle? Oh, Intimidation. Was it Visual and Carney? I think it's called, Australian guy.
Yeah.
That was sick. I like the ones where it's like the entire crowd will shut up and listen to you, and then they'll react like battles that you react. It's hard to do that, to get an entire crowd to shut up and not talk, especially in a place where it's like the one in Ireland, for example, is like you can tell it's a lot of casual fans that aren't really like, they're just doing it because there's nothing else to do in that town at the time. So they come in and then like, because obviously if people are funny, they'll sit and watch them, but it's like bar heavy, it's hard to keep like the attention of the crowd and they'll start drinking and talk to their friends. So when you're watching a battle and everyone just shuts up to listen, that's when like you know the people that are battling are good. And Visual managed to do that. I think it's only like 3 or 4 battles as well.
Yeah, definitely. And that Ireland event looked incredible, man. Like it looked pretty groundbreaking, especially for an event over there. Like it looked like the biggest crowd that I've seen at an event there for many years. So it was good to see. But you battled Intimidation at that, is that right?
I did, yeah.
Do you know what? I haven't actually seen it. I bought the pay-per-view, but kind of binge watched everything on the day it was released, and there was a couple of battles waiting to be uploaded that I never then got round to. But how did the Intimidation battle go?
I ended up freestyling like 2.5 rounds of it.
Right.
You can't really tell that freestyle, which is the best part. Sometimes everything just works. Everything just falls in place, and you can't tell you. So that kind of did it. I was in hospital like, a few days before and found out I had like some severe health issues, and didn't handle it very well. So thankfully I'd already sent Matt my 3 rounds beforehand. So Matt knew that I'd actually prepared 3 rounds. And then I got there on the day and I was like, yo, this might actually go incredibly well. It might go like absolute dog shit, bro, because I can't remember any of my shit. Like I kept trying to go over it and I'm getting like bits and bats and I'm forgetting other parts. And I thought, if I go on stage, I try and deliver it and I forget it, then I'm going to have to pick up from where I left off and do it that way. So I thought it's just easier to freestyle the bits, that 2 rounds, because then at least I don't have to stop and think. I can just keep on going. It worked absolutely perfect. Like there's a bit where I just like talk to the crowd instead of him for like a round, and that's what because when you talk to the crowd, you know what they're going to say. So when they say something and you can backhand it quick, it gives you a bigger reaction. So I think it went a lot. I think it went better me freestyling it than it would have done if I think I still would have won anyway. But I think it was a bigger margin of a win because everyone knew it was freestyled, and just the things people were saying in the crowd just helped it work a lot better for me. So yeah, it went incredibly well. It was a really good battle. Really enjoyed doing it. It's one of the more fun ones I've had.
Happy days, man. Yeah, I mean, you're a bit of a fan favourite over there as well. Like you're booked in Ireland regularly and stuff, which is really cool to see. But
King of Dublin.
Yeah, I like it, man. Sure.
I said that to piss them off once, and it just didn't work. I was like, yeah, King of Dublin. And they're like, yeah, no, he actually is. And I was saying that to get a wind-up merchant. I'm like, I know you don't English, but yeah, so I just carried on winning the moniker after that.
No, I like it, man. It's good. But, like, You mentioned earlier Raptor Big Cannon. You and Big Cannon would be pretty fucking good, let's be honest. Like, that makes more sense to me than like Matter versus Big Cannon or even Rivers versus Big Cannon. Would that battle interest you?
Yeah, it's been tried. I think Dolph Flock tried setting up once, and I don't know what happened there. I don't know if he got booked elsewhere or whatever, but that obviously didn't end up happening. And there's another league tried booking it. I can't remember what it was, but it's been tried booked twice, I think. But yeah, no, I'd love to battle Big Cannon.
Yeah.
He can freestyle that fuck as well.
Oh god, yeah. You two would be incredible. I think even if it was say 2 rounds written and then finishing up with a freestyle round or something, I think that's the battle I want to see from you most, man. But like, you've been to a lot of events overseas and stuff, and like traveling from where you are to say London and whatever must be a bit of a ball ache. But what's the longest amount of time that you've spent traveling to events so far?
At the Washington one, but that was because we was in it took like 15 hours to get to. What was it? We landed in. Oh no, it was 13 hours to land in Atlanta, and you have to fill in an ESPY for like if you have a current record. And I didn't know they had a different different laws in different states. So I ended up having to stop for a bit because I didn't know if I was allowed in, and then was allowed in after that, so I was alright. So that was a ball ache. But then we had to go from there to drive, so it just took fucking ages till I got to where we were supposed to go. There's that one. Sharon. Sharon's the biggest fucking ball ache. The first battle I had with Sharon was supposed to be at. It was another birthday event. I can't remember which one it was, but it was down south. And my National Express pickup run, my National Express decided to break down. I'm having an interview, lad. And you. So yeah, what was it? So yeah, the National Express broke down. Then they got us another National Express. And that National Express also broke down. And then they give us tickets to get on a train, but the train wasn't running for like 4 hours. So it took me literally just under 20 hours to get from Manchester to London. Obviously missed the event completely. So
fucking hell, man.
Win.
Yeah, that's shite, isn't it? Like, I've like, the main reason I've been asking that question to everybody is like, I don't think a lot of battle fans appreciate the effort it takes to get to events at times. Like, I was talking to O'Shea about a battle that he did in Sweden, and the promoter asked him where he was from, and he said Liverpool, but Manchester was like just down the road. But the promoter was like, oh no, we'll book the flight from Liverpool, and we'll get you here. And then he got the flight, and the flight was like Liverpool to like Dublin to the Isle of Man, the Isle of Man back to Manchester to Copenhagen, and then Copenhagen to like Stockholm or something. And like, they wouldn't let him just get on the flight at Manchester. He had to do the whole route. And then he found out when he got to Malmo in Sweden that like he'd flown to Copenhagen and then Copenhagen to Stockholm. Had to get a bus from Stockholm to Malmo, which is about 5 hours. And Copenhagen's actually only about half an hour away from the venue. So he just had an absolute fucking ball ache for no reason at all, really. But yeah.
I remember rappers followed that battle. What was it? It was on stage. Guam. I battled. Yeah, it's Guam, innit? I battled Guam in Dublin, and then I didn't realise how like against tattoos they are in Dublin. And so we couldn't get into like any club. We couldn't get into like even like Primark and shit, or Pennies as they call it. We couldn't go into like places to get an arse. I had to pay an Irish kid outside to go in to get me an arse because they don't let me in. And weren't allowed into our hotel. Me and my brother. They tried to get in. Like, oh, we don't want any trouble. Like, Rob, we don't be drinking or anything. I just want to go to my hotel room. I'm like, no, we took our stuff out and it's here. And I was like, what? Like, we can't be here. So I rang up Rory, and because I didn't realise that nobody from Ireland lives in Dublin. Like, it's all like Americans or like people that have come over here for work, and because they can't afford to live there, the Irish, because the prices are astronomical. So I rang Rory up, and I was like, yo, bro, I'm sorry, bro, we've been kicked out of the hotel. I said, it's nothing to do with us. I said, you should get your deposit back. They said you're going to. Like, we've literally not even been able to check temp out stuff, come back, and we're not allowed in. He's like, no, he's booked you somewhere. And he's like, booked me an hotel, because obviously he's not from Dublin either. He's booked it like literally about 9-10 miles away. And he was like, yeah, it's only walk. So we started walking, and it took us about 3-4 hours to walk to where we were going. and then we couldn't know Ubers or anything to pick you up because we couldn't give them like a secured address because it's like a one big motorway way. Right, absolutely horrible. So the ways back are usually harder than the ways there, to be honest.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. And that's nuts. You said that, like, a lot of Dublin is against tattoos and stuff. I didn't realise it was like that myself, and I want to get over there for an event soon, and I've got quite a few as well, so I'll be keeping those covered up, man. But it's like, what would you say is like the top 3 bars that you've had said against you so far? So like, any moments that you've been stood on stage and you've been like, fuck, like I wasn't expecting that. Like, the Acre battle pretty much comes to mind straight away. You seem pretty surprised by a lot of his material.
Yeah, I think he has you say Acre?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, there's the top 5 on a transplant list.
Yeah.
What was the other one he had? Take the Heart from a Child so you can act like one.
That's it,
They were 2 really good bars. It was more because no one's ever done that much research into, like, everyone knows I have a heart condition. Because it's been like, when I battled Tongue Twister, there's a line that I do about being more one-sided than a stroke victim. And then that's because I just come out of hospital for a stroke, and it's like, I've never hit that fact. It was all over my Twitter, like mum and shit, like, oh, I hope it gets better, like, blah, blah. So I've never hit any of that on social media, but no one's ever brought the stroke. No one's ever brought the heart attacks. No one's ever brought like heart surgery. No one's ever brought these things up, despite them being very fucking public. And then Acre brought it up, and he did it like properly as well. He didn't just go, yo, like, he brought it because he took up all my bad health. And none of my heart conditions are actually caused by the amount of cocaine I used to do. But obviously, everyone thinks that it's like interlinked. So he brought it up and managed to like, because no one ever brings up the amount of cocaine. Like, now I'm alright, like I'm so sober again. But back then I was like quite heavily doing drugs and alcohol. And no one ever brought it up. Like, Raptor gets it brought up every battle, and no one ever brings, like, me using it up. And he was, like, one of the first people to bring it up. But he didn't just go, all right, yeah, you're a cokehead. Or, oh, you've had an heart attack. He managed to entwine 2, like, completely separate angles and smash them out. So Acre killed it. I think them 2 are probably my top 3. And I'm trying to think of a third one that's been really good against me. Oh, fuck yeah, what's it called? But I managed to flip it. But Johnny Darko's Mandrill and Pride one. It was something along the lines of, you had a monkey on your shoulder because you didn't have the heart. You didn't have the heart of a lion or some shit like that.
Yeah.
You lacked a lion's heart, so like why you got a monkey on your shoulder. So that was incredible. But
Yeah.
that one. You can't really flip the Acre ones, which pissed me off.
No, I see what you mean, but yeah, Acre had definitely been prepping for that battle for a long time, man. You can tell he put his work in, but that's a good list. And like, for yourself, is there any battles, like, not necessarily including yourself, but any battles that you think need to go down in the UK soon? Or like anything that you want to see?
I would like to see I want to see the Shotty Rock battle actually take place. I don't think it ever will now. But because I heard Shotty's bars before the battle, and now because he's got the entire he didn't turn up, then he's got Rob Free's chains, and like, also that's happened to J-Rock since. Like, I know Shotty had a field day with it, so I'd like that to go down, but I don't think it ever will. Trying to think what else to be. Like, there's the Rap had some battles confirmed that didn't go through, but I can't see them in case they get confirmed. I don't know. Because I'm not really, like, as weird as it is, I'm not really that into battle rap. Like, I used to be, and then it's got to a point where everyone's just like, yo, like, everyone focuses more on what they do outside of battles and how annoying they are on Twitter and shit. And you got to watch the battles, it's usually proper lackluster now.
Yeah.
So I don't really watch battle rap that much.
I do completely agree, man. It's become a sloppy scene, innit? And like you said, everyone's focused on the negative aspects of it and like what's happening after events and stuff like that. It's a shame, but no, I do definitely see what you mean on that front. But like, I mean, as like the battle rap questions go, that's pretty much it, man. But like, I know you make a lot of music and stuff, and you're into a lot of different music. Like, have you done any kind of like massive gigs where you've supported any, big name artists or anything like that? Or what's the best gig that you've done so far?
No, I've done a few. Played beer at a festival a few times.
Nice.
Then supported Storms there at Love Saves the Day.
Sick.
Supported
Okay.
Sneak War. Supported 21 Pilots. So that might be it. massive names. They're the big
Love
names.
Saves the Day. Is that Bristol or is that Manchester?
I think it's Bristol. Though.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, yeah, it's not too far from me actually, but cool. And like, what's the best gig that you've ever attended, just as like a fan?
I went to Oasis' last ever gig, the last one they played.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, like I've seen Oasis a few times. They're not the most energetic, but it was because I don't know if they knew they were breaking up on that day, but like there was a journalist. There must have been like someone in the front row. Liam could spot him. He's brought him on because he had technical difficulties on electric shit working. So he's brought him on and just absolutely rinsed her because she said like in one of her early interviews that Liam got like both Gallagher's would never amount to anything and blah blah blah. And then she's at one of his gigs. So I was just watching him hold a grudge for like 20 years. So that was amazing.
Yeah, I bet.
I went to see Slipknot and Korn in MEN. That was a really good gig.
Yeah, I can
imagine.
imagine.
Lionel Richie in Cardiff. Lionel Richie in Cardiff was a good one as well.
Nice, good list there, man. And
What a random list. Oasis, Slipknot, and Lionel Richie. What a random list.
No, I like it, man. It's a good mixture, but I'm jealous on the Oasis front. Like, I never got to see them. Like, I've seen them both separately, and I've seen Oasis, but Noel wasn't there, and like, I've never got to see the full Oasis show. So jealous on that front. But like, is there any lesser known musicians that you're a big fan of that you think either myself or like anyone listening might not have heard of?
There's Front Porch there. There's like a indie, like pop punk, He's really good. For songwriting, he's a really good songwriter. For like rappity raps, who do I like with rappity raps, babe?
I don't.
Who does the old hip hop? He does the old hip hopping. Oh, there's someone who's called Jim fucking Nutting. He's sick as well. Oh, it's gonna wire me up, Liz, because let me go off my thing in 2 seconds, because it's gonna proper wire me up, because he has like properly sick, but rappity raps and the hip hoppings. And the hip hoppings. Everyone knows the hip hoppings. Oh, where is it? Oh, that's it. Bobby Hanzo. Bobby Hanzo is from Manchester. He's one of Shotty and Briggs's lot, and he's absolutely sick. And it's weird because he only gets like fucking 3,000 views or something, and he's absolutely mental. So,
yeah, I saw him on Briggs's Arcade podcast do like a freestyle type thing, didn't they? And I saw him on that, and he was really good. To be fair, I'm a fan of his. But no, it's a good list, man. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much everything done, man. Thank you very much for taking the time to come on. It will be up within the next few days. But was there anything that you wanted like plugged in the description? Any like projects you've got going on at the moment?
Yeah, I've got my new EP on Bandcamp, and it's on like iTunes and Spotify and stuff, so people can go and get that. That'd be sick.
Nice. And I'm going to be doing another segment on the podcast as well for like trying to promote battle rappers' music a bit more, because I think it often gets overlooked. So anything you ever want plugged, man, just send it over on Facebook, and I'll stick it on the show. But yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to come on, man. Thank you for coming on, and stay safe.
No problem to you too, man. Thank you very much.
Take care, mate.
Take care, man. Out.